Today we're going to show you how to install coilovers on your 11th generation or 2022 to present Honda Civic, including all trim levels besides the SI and Type R. If you have a different generation Civic, we have alternate videos for you linked below. We all know working on cars can be dangerous. Please read this disclosure and always follow proper safety procedures, and consult a professional mechanic if you are uncertain about any aspect of the installation. Starting at the front, pop off your lug nuts and go ahead and remove the wheel. Remove the nut attaching the top of your sway bar end link and remove it from the strut. This should be done at both the front, driver, and passenger sides of the vehicle before continuing past this point. And next, remove this bolt securing your brake line. Now remove the 3 nuts securing the lower control arm to the ball joint. Then remove the nut and bolt that secures the bottom of the strut in the knuckle. Next, we're going to remove the axle nut. This will likely require some force, so please use caution. Use an impact gun or hand tools with a breaker bar. You may need to have a friend hold the brake pedal down while you remove the axle nut. Now we're going to go under the hood and loosen but not remove the 3 nuts securing the top hat to the vehicle. Then we're going to remove the axle and the bottom of the strut from the knuckle. At this point, the knuckle will be free hanging from the vehicle and it's very heavy, and we highly recommend getting a friend to help you. Because for this next step, we're going to support the OEM strut assembly from underneath the car while your friend removes the top hat nuts. After these are removed, you should be able to remove the entire strut assembly from the car. Using your old strut assembly as a rough reference point, you can set the height of your new Raceland coilovers. Just make sure the bottom collar and 2 top collars are locked tight, but you can also do this once they're installed on the vehicle. Now go ahead and put the coilover in and push the studs up through the 3 upper strut mount holes in the chassis. Again, it'll help to have a friend line up the studs to the holes and get the nuts started. Now we can just continue working in reverse order and start putting everything back together. Feed the bottom of the coilover back into the knuckle and reinstall the front part of the axle into the splines of the hub and thread the axle nut back into place. Now reinstall the 3 nuts to secure the lower control arm in place, then go ahead and pass the bolt back through the pinch mount and thread the nut back on. And work the coilover all the way into the pinch mount of the knuckle. This is super important, and it can also help to have a floor jack underneath to support the hub assembly and to apply pressure to get the coilover seated all the way into the knuckle. Once you've completed the install of both front coilovers, go ahead and reinstall your new shortened sway bar end links. If you'd like more information on how these work, there's a video linked below, but all you really need to know is that your primary purpose with the shortened adjustable end link is to ensure that nothing is contacting any other suspension or driveline components. Finally, reinstall the brake line bracket, go ahead and replace the wheel, and let's move on to the rear. Remove the rear wheel and set it aside, then with a jack or other support under the lower control arm, remove the bolt connecting the bottom of the sway bar end link. And one more here to disconnect the lower control arm from the knuckle. With these removed, you can safely lower the lower control arm with your jack and remove the spring. While you're here, let's go ahead and remove the lower strut mounting bolt located here on the back side of the assembly. Remove all fasteners holding the inner fender liner and remove it from the vehicle. Underneath, you'll find 2 bolts securing the top of the strut to the chassis. Remove these and you can go ahead and pull out the rear strut. We're going to be reusing the OEM top mounts and hardware, so go ahead and remove it from the old strut by taking off any dust covers and then the top nut. Now when you remove this, please never ever use vice grips or any other tool to hold the piston rod when removing or reinstalling this top nut. Doing so will void the lifetime warranty for improper installation. Using a proper impact driver will provide enough torque to properly remove or seat the top mount nut. Then we can just work in reverse order again. Reinstall the strut and the 2 top mount bolts. Replace the fender liner as well as the lower strut mounting bolt. Pull your lower control arm down and install the spring with a threaded mount oriented on top. Reinstall the bolt, securing your lower control arm to the knuckle, and then the last bolt here securing your rear end links. Pop the wheel back on and give yourself a pat on the back because you just installed coilovers on your 11th gen Civic. As always, if you have any questions, we're happy to help. You can reach us at 801-365-1440 or at info@raceland.com.